Welcome to this video for Excel Chapter 4, Capstone Exercise number 1. We're going to be turning here in page 661 in your textbook, so if you need to, or if you have it out, go ahead and turn there and I'll read the information as you're doing that. You work for Rockville Auto Sales and have been asked to aid in the development of a spreadsheet to manage sales and inventory information. You will start the task with a prior worksheet that contains vehicle information and sales data for 2018. You need to convert the data to a table, and you will manage the large worksheet, prepare the worksheet for printing, sort and filter the table, including calculations, and then format the table. So we got a lot of different things we're going to do here for this file. First off, we're going to prepare the large worksheet as a table. You will freeze the pane so that the labels remain on screen, and you also want to convert the data to a table so that you can apply the table option. So step A is we need to open up this file, and then we're going to save it. So File, Save As, make sure you're choosing the right location. And we're going to choose, I'm going to go and choose this folder where I'm saving it. You're going to choose your flash drive, and then of course you're adding your last name and first name. That's step A. Then says step B, freeze the first row on the fleet information worksheet. So we're currently on that worksheet, fleet information. I'm going to go to the View tab, and then over here in the Windows group we have freeze panes, and we're going to choose freeze top row. So now the top row is frozen. Step C, convert the data to a table. So since my active cell is right here in the table, I should be able to just go to the Insert tab, choose Table, and then it's already, as you can see, selecting all the information. So from cell number 1 all the way down to 104. And of course I do want my table to have headers. So I'm going to click OK, and this is up. And then step D, we need to remove duplicates. That is right up here in our Tools group. Remove duplicates right here. I click on it, and of course we're going to click OK. And then it tells us 3 were found and removed, and then we have 100 unique values. I click OK after that as well. Alright, now the next thing I need to do is step A, I'm going to sort the table. So sort the table by make in alphabetical order, and then add a second level and a third level. So let's go to the Home section or Home tab. I'm going to go over here to the Editing group and click on Sort and Filter. So let me do that here. So I have to click, you'll notice I had everything selected, but once I click here I have that option, Sort and Filter. I'm going to choose Custom Sort. Now for these arrows to be here, you'll notice that this is active, the filter button. There should be a square around it. So if you don't see arrows, and later on if we need to go make a change to that, you need to click on this first and make sure it's active. But let's click on Custom Sort. And of course it said the first one we're going to do is make the sort, do by make. It says alphabetical order, so A to Z, and you notice this is values. And then it says there's a second level to sort by, so I'm going to click Add Level, and then I'm going to choose then by year. And so it looks like we're going to do that smallest to largest probably, because it doesn't give anything extra besides that. And then you'll notice I add a third level, and we're going to do it by sticker price, and then smallest to largest. So it should look like this, A to Z, smallest to largest, and then make, year, and sticker. And that's step A, the sort and print table section. I'm going to click OK. Alright, and it's done that for us. Then step B, it says repeat the field names on all pages. So repeat the field names. In other words, we want this top row to repeat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going over to Page Layout. I'm going to go to the Page Setup group right here. I'm going to click the dialog box launcher, and then this Page Setup dialog box is going to come up. I'm going to click on the Sheet tab, and then rows to repeat at top. I'm going to click the collapse button right here, and of course select this row. So I just click here on this cell. You'll notice it selects the whole row for us, so 1, 1. I'm going to click this button again. That's the expand button, and we'll click OK. So now if we were to look at this in print preview, that's how it's going to look, and it's done properly. Step C says we need to change page break so that each vehicle make is printed on a separate page. So you can see it's organized by make. So what I need to do is come over here so you can see row 34 is our first one, and I need to click on this cell. So notice column A, if you click here, it's going to mess up the page break. We want to have it over here, column A, row 34. I'm going to go up here to this group where there's breaks and choose insert page break. And then let's go down to the next make. So that was Chevy. Now we have Ford. So I'm going to click here on this cell. You notice it kind of was doing a row right here. So I have to click, make sure I have this cell, and then 46. And then we're going to go back up here, insert page break. So that's for Ford. Let's scroll down a little bit further. We've got Honda next. It looks like row 69 is the one we're going to be clicking on. So row 69, column A is what I click on. So that's the active cell, and we're going to do another break and just keep going down for each one. So next we have, it looks like Toyota is our last one. So I click that cell, row 90, and then I'm going to do breaks, insert page break. Now I am going to do a print preview just so that way you can see what it looks like if you did the page break successfully, and then of course repeat row headers. So you can see I have those row headers here. It's for BMW on this page, and I'm going to go to page 2. You can see Chevy, and the row headers repeat. So you need to go and look and see if that's the case for yours. That means you did it right. If it isn't, then something went wrong. All right, that's step C of the sort and print, and then we need to take care of step D of this section as well. It says add a footer, so let's go to the page setup dialog box launcher again, and then we're going to click on header and footer. Make sure you click custom footer, don't actually put a header there. And then we need to put in for the left section your name, and then the sheet code in the middle, so right there, and then for the right section the file name right there. I'm going to click OK and click OK again, and now we've completed the sort and print table section. Now we're going to do add calculated fields and a total row. So for tax purposes, the accounting department needs you to calculate the number of vehicles sold, the total value of sticker prices, and the actual sales price for vehicles sold in the first quarter. Step A, click the sales information worksheet. So right down here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you so you can see this better on your screen. And then it says convert the data to a table. So I just click, my active cell's right here, A1. I clicked up there. I click insert table. It's going to select all the information for me, and then I'm going to click OK. Made a table. And then it says to name the table sales. So up here we have the table name, and I'm going to click up here. I'm going to type in sales. Make sure you capitalize that S. I'm going to push enter so that it names it, and then it says apply table style dark 11. I click the more arrow, I go down to dark, and it looks like it should be this one right here. Yep, table style dark 11 is this one right here. I'll show with the more arrow one more time in case you didn't see it. Right there. That's where it is on mine. It might be different with yours. Step B, it says create a formula with structured references to calculate the percentage of the sticker price in column E. So percentage of sticker price in column E. So I'm going to go and type up here in E, percentage of sticker. When I push enter, you'll notice that it changed it to a table heading. It is a little bit big, so I'm going to double click over here on the right side of column E to make it bigger so we can see the whole thing. I may make it a little bit smaller later. But first put in that percentage of sticker, then I'm going to click in E2. So E2, let me get rid of this email. E2, and we're going to put in that percentage or that formula. Now the formula you want is equals, and we're going to do that bracket, and we're going to select sale price. So I actually have to double click, and then put a closing bracket, and then a slash because we're going to divide. So sale price divided by, and we're going to select, I put that opening bracket, and we're going to select sticker price. and then I'm going to put a closing bracket like this. So this is what it should look like once you're done with your formula. Equals sale price slash sticker price. So that's what's going to divide. I'm going to push the enter button, and you'll notice that it goes and does it for me just like that, fills the rest of the table. Now, we do need to format the range here to a percentage style. So I am going to select these cells, so E2 through E30. I'm going to go down a little bit here. So E2 through E30, and we're going to go up here to the number format, and we're going to choose percentage style number format. And now it's displaying how we want it to look. All right, step D, it says add a total row to display the average of percent of sticker price and sum of sticker price and sale price. So let's go down there. We do need to click on the design tab and choose total row. Now you can see it's just gone and added up all this stuff right here. We don't want that, so we're going to change it here. So as I said, add a total row to display the average of percent of sticker price. So we're going to type it in like this. So right now it says subtotal 109 and then percentage of sticker. We're going to put in here instead 101 percentage of sticker, and then push enter, and now it's correct. So it should be 83. So I'll show that one more time in case you missed it. And then we also need to come over here and put a sum for our sale price. So I'm going to click on this one and choose the sum, and I'll make this a little bit bigger. There we go. So 649,300. So I just clicked on the arrow, chose sum. I'm going to click also on this one for sticker price. I'm going to click on the arrow here, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're choosing sum. I'm going to have to expand the row again. So I just come to the side, or excuse me, expand the column. I just come to the right side of it, double click, and it expands it for me. $785,000, and then of course $649,300 right there. And it says adjust the widths of column B and E to show the total values. We just did that, so we're good to go. And then we're going to continue on. All right, now we're doing apply conditional formatting section. You want to help the office manager visualize the differences among the sales. It helps people to see it. So to highlight sales trends, you will apply data bar conditional formatting to the percent of the value column. All right, so what we're going to do, it says apply data bars conditional formatting to the percent of the sticker price data. So I'm going to select this column here, starting with the first number down there. I believe it's row 30. Yes. E30 to E2. And then push the home button. We're going to jump over here to conditional formatting. That's in our styles group. And it says we're doing data bars formatting. And it looks like we're going to be using this first blue one right here. Let me double check. Oh, excuse me. We're choosing solid fill. Let me do that again. I'd say that looked wrong. Conditional formatting, data bars, and let's go down to solid fill. That's what it is. You can easily push the undo button and fix that. So it looks like that. That's the correct one. Then step B, it says create a new conditional format that applies yellow fill and bold font to values that sold for less than 60% of the list price. So we need to put conditional formatting for this one here. So I'm going to select this column again, E2 through E30. We're putting conditional formatting. So we got greater than, less than. So we're going to do less than. So highlight cell rules, because I believe that's highlight cell rules. Make sure I have the right one. Less than. And we're going to choose not 80%. We're going to switch it to, as my mouse moves, less than 60%. So format cells that are less than 60% width, and we're going to do, it says yellow fill and bold font. So let's do this, custom format, For color, we need yellow. So yellow right down here, standard colors. So I click custom, yellow, fill, bold font. And then I click OK. And we're going to click OK again. All right. And so that's for less than 60%. And then edit the conditional format you created so that it formats values 70% or less. So they want us to do it again. So I'm actually going to click conditional formatting, and we're going to go to manage rules because we had made 2 of them, and it's this one right here. So that is correct, but we need to edit it. So I'm going to select it so that way it's blue here. You're going to click edit rule. And then what we need to do, less than, and we're going to change it from 0.6 because it's showing the percentage as a decimal to 0.7. And then click OK. And we're going to click apply. I hope you know we're going to have to change it just a little bit again. Let's click edit rule. 7.71. So that way it shows 70%. So 0.71. All right, I'm going to click OK. Let's click apply again, and now it's showing correctly. Although we do need to do, oh, it looks like our bold did not take. So let's click format, bold. Oh, here's why. Let's change this to the color is automatic. I'm choosing the wrong one. I need, it's a little hard to see here, fill, that's what I'm looking for, fill, and change it to yellow. So I actually changed the font. The magnifier is nice because it helps you see, and it helps me not see. So this color should be automatic. I actually changed that one. This font style should be bold, and then go over to fill and change it to yellow. Now let's click OK. We now have 0.71, which is correct, and now the font looks like this. I'm going to click OK, and then we click apply. And now it's looking like how it needs to. So it should look like this when you're done. And that's step C of apply conditional formatting. Now we're going to copy and filter the data. So in order to isolate first quarter sales, you will filter the data. To keep the original data intact for the sales agents, you will copy the table data to a new sheet and use that sheet to display it. So we're going to copy the sales information sheet and place a duplicate sheet to the right of the original sheet tab. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to choose move or copy. And of course it says move selected sheets to book. We already know it's this book. It says before sheet, or we're going to move it to the end. And then we're going to click create a copy. It said to put it to the right. So that's where I moved to end. We've created a copy. I'm going to click OK. All right, we got sales information 2. So now we have 2 of these sheets right here. Then it says rename the duplicate first quarter sales. So you could click on this twice, or you can right click and do rename. And I'm going to do first quarter sales. And then it says we need to rename this table. So I'm going to go up here to the design tools. Now if you don't see that, it means you need to move your active cell to somewhere in the table. And then we're going to go up here to table name, and we're changing it from sales for, that's what mine shows, yours might be different, and we're going to put it as first quarter. I'm going to push enter. Step D, it says display the filter arrows for the data. So that's what I was talking about earlier of if you click home, go over to sort and filter, you may need to click on this button to make sure it's active. I typically will leave it on. Then it says step E, filter the data to display January, February, and March. So January, February, and March. So we're gonna filter it here. So I click over here. And you can see if I click date sold, because we're dealing with dates, we have this organization for sorting, but we want to filter. And so we're going to go and just keep January, February, March, and then uncheck all these other boxes. So May, June, July, August, and of course September, October, November, and December. So it just needs to be these 3 months selected. You can see 2018, and then let's click OK. So now it's just sorting out just those months. So it should look like this. You can see I have row 2, and then it skips all the way down to 30 and only shows just a few of those rows for me. All right, we're going to finalize the workbook. We're on the last main section here of your last exercise for Excel. So good job keeping up with this here and following along. You are ready to finalize the workbook by adding a footer to the new worksheet and saving the final workbook. So we put a footer on the other one, but now we need to put it on our new worksheet here. So we're going to add a footer. We're going to go to page layout. We go to page setup group. We're clicking that dialog box launcher. We're going to click header and footer, and then we're going to go over here to custom footer. And we're doing what we've always been doing. Put your first and last name, and then in the center section we're putting the sheet name. In the right section we're putting the file name, and then clicking OK. And then it says we need to set it to landscape orientation. So I'm going to go over here to page. I'm going to choose landscape. Right now it's on portrait, but we need landscape for this one. And then set the appropriate margin so the data will print on one page. So I'm actually going to do this. I'm just going to click fit to one page right here, wide by one tall. So that'll fit there on the one page. And then I click the OK button. I am going to do a print preview just to make sure it shows up properly. So you can see this is how my worksheet's going to look here. And of course I showed you the other one earlier, but I'll show you again. So sales information, I believe, is here. So you can see that. And then fleet information is here. And I'll do a print preview of that again as well. So that's how this should look with your exercise. And so of course this is how you complete Excel Chapter 4 Capstone Exercise. Good job following along and finishing up Excel chapter part of our course.